center. For more on this, let's bring in Ahmed Bayram, the Middle East spokesperson for the Norwegian Refugee Council. Thank you so much for being with us on the program. As I mentioned there, the head of this U.S.-led operation had resigned before they even started to operate on the ground in Gaza, citing concerns for not abiding by humanitarian principles. The UN had warned against this system from the get-go. What do you make of this all unfolding now?
It's substantiating. These worries are actually demonstrating in the shootings that we are seeing, in the miserable conditions that Palestinians in Gaza are living in, humiliation, indeed, and I agree with that term, that, you have to walk for miles and miles for 2, 3, 5 hours at a time to get hold of a box of food that won't sustain you and your family for more than 2 to 3 days, as I hear from colleagues. So the entire thing has been a massive distraction, while tons of food languish in the heat by the border, waiting to cross into Gaza and save lives in the proper way that things and aid is done. So yeah, it's a deadly distraction, I have to say. And Israel bears responsibility for all these incidents that are taking place. It occupies a place, and it's not really. I don't think it's realistic to think that Israel can be the occupier and the feeder at the same time.
Talk to us a bit about the location of this aid center. Some experts believe that it was made in Rafah to bring the population, the 2 million population of Gaza, back into the south of the Strip.
Israel has been actually playing political football and military football with this. Israel has emptied Rafah long ago. It has asked people to leave it. It's 100% emptied ahead of a destruction operation of the place. And if you look at aerial images of Rafah, it's disappearing. It's wiping Rafah off the map. And now Israel calls on people to come back and get hold of a bag of flour. The entire thing is encouraging forcible displacement. We have seen it in the north. We have seen it in Rafah before that, almost 2 years ago. And now we are seeing it happen again. And big reason why that we say that is because the north is not getting any aid, virtually zero aid. I have been checking with my colleagues almost every single day. There's nothing going in there to help the people. And so our interpretation of that is that Israel wants that place vacated, the north of Gaza, and that is forcible displacement, which obviously violates international law, and trying to drive people down to Rafah, which has been emptied, destroyed, and almost cleared of anybody, of any aspects of life.
I want to talk a bit about the strain that this has on a human being forcibly displaced time after time. As we speak, we just heard from the Israeli military issue more evacuation orders from Khan Yunis in particular. What does this do to a human being when they're told to evacuate from a place that they've settled in time after time?
I can't even imagine, unless I've heard people say, unless you've lived there, you don't know what it is like. And indeed, probably we will never know. I think the reality is that it's agony, it's pain, it's loss, it's devastation when you have been displaced and you have been told to be displaced so many times before, and you're expecting the next order to come any minute. I think it's a stain on humanity for that thing to happen in 2025, when we thought that the age of military powers getting away with it is gone. It happens again, and Israel has set a very bad example here by condemning 2 million people to a miserable life, and at the same time claiming that it wasn't the intention. clearly what's happening there is planned. The starvation of the people, the starving of the people, the starving of the children, and children being reduced to bones and skills. It's all part of an Israeli scheme here, it seems, and I think it has to end. The people have been displaced so many times. They have had to reduce their food intake. And now they're being reduced to probably one meal every 2 days. This is not a life that should be lived by anybody, let alone little children, for almost 2 years.
Ahmed Bayram, thank you so much for joining me here on the NewsHour and sharing that insight with us.
Thank you.